Hi boys and girls, so for this video I'm going to show you how to use this new tool that I know you have been using with Mrs. Benoit and I this week. It's just something fun that allows us to use some tools to solve problems. So for today's video I'm going to show you how to use these tools to use our 6-step framework for solving word problems. So I'm going to do one with you, and then what you're going to do is solve one on your own, and they're Charlotte's Web themed, which is kind of fun. So the first step, read the whole problem. Here we go. The goose organizes her eggs as she waits for her goslings to arrive. She puts them in 2 rows with 4 eggs in each row. How many eggs are there in all? Okay, so I've read the whole problem and I need to make sense of it. It's asking me how many in all, so I'm thinking this is going to be a multiplication problem. It tells me that there are 2 rows with 4 eggs in each row. Okay, now that I've kind of thought about that, I have a feeling I know what model I'm going to have to use for that because it has a certain word there, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So I've read the whole problem. I've made some sense of it. My second step, rewrite the question as a statement. So what I can do for this step is I can actually come over here and I can use this tool here. I can choose to either use a pen, which to be honest is kind of difficult to use because it's really thin. But the marker is great and the highlighter are great options. The brush is also pretty difficult to use. So I would suggest those two. So for right now, I might actually just use the marker and I can choose from any of these 6 colors. So maybe I'll use the red for right now. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to underline, squiggle line like we always do when we do it in paper, the question, how many eggs are there in all? Now, what I need to do, I can even come over here and just check off. I've read the whole problem and I am going to rewrite the question as a statement right now. In order to do that, what you want to do is click on text box, and then you're going to come over here where you have space and you're going to organize your paper just like you would a piece of paper, right? And you're going to click right here and you're going to be able to write how many eggs are there in all. You would say there are, and normally we would say blank, but we're just going to leave a blank, maybe a couple spaces, eggs in all. And now if you wanted to reshape it, you would just have to pull on any of these corners and you can pull it out and you can move it around, or you can make it longer if you wanted it to be like a full sentence. You can pick it up and drag it where you want it to go. So you really can organize this space any way you want to. Okay, that step done. I checked it off. Next, who or what is this problem about? Go back. What's the most important information here? Again, you can come over here and use your tools. I might, for this one, pick the highlighter, and I'll just do yellow, which is perfect, a highlighter color. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to see what information do I need to solve this problem. Let's read it again. The goose organizes her eggs as she waits for her goslings to arrive. She puts them in 2 rows with 4 eggs in each row. She puts them in 2 rows with 4 eggs in each row. Those are really important pieces of information. I can come over here, I can check it off. I know what I need in order to solve this problem. Next, I need to use a model. It says draw a model, but for us, we're going to create it. If you're thinking what I'm thinking, this is the perfect excuse to use an array, which is one of my favorite multiplication models. So what we're going to do is I can actually click here where it lets me pick some shapes. And I'm going to use circles as eggs, right, to make 2 rows with 4 eggs in each row. Lately, we've actually been using arrows to remind us which way our rows go. So if you wanted to do that, you could even put a little arrow in. 2 arrows. And then you're going to go back. You can pick circles now. And I need 2 rows with 4 eggs in each row. Uh-oh. That circle's so big, I can actually, again, pick one of the corners and just pull it in, and you can make it whatever size you want. So 1, click again for another circle, 2, pull it in, make it the size you want. There we go. Another one, 3. You could leave it big if you wanted to. I like to keep my space pretty organized so that I can really see what I'm doing, but you can make it big if you wanted to and leave it nice and big model. That's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just going to go ahead and line them up so I can stay organized. Okay, and then I need 4 more for my bottom row. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then once they're all there, you can again go ahead and kind of make them however you want it to look. But there we go. There's my array. I have 2 rows with 4 eggs in each row. And now that I can see it there, I really am starting to see an equation. So I'm going to come over here and click my text box. And then I can click here and I can write it out. 2 times 4, 2 rows of 4 equals, and we can skip count. 4 plus 4, that's 8. 2 rows of 4 equals 8. Now that I have it there, I can come back up here and I can fill that in. So I can double click so that my cursor, see that blinking little line there, is at the end. And then I'm going to come back here, put it in front of eggs, because that's where I've got to put my number, and I can fill it in. There are 8 eggs in all. And then when you're done with this, boys and girls, you don't have to do anything. You can turn it in on Google Classroom so that I know you're done, but you don't have to move anything or do anything on this page. I will be able to see all of the adjustments you've made. So what's really cool about this is that my model right here is actually on the second page of the problem you're going to solve, which is right here. So while you work this problem out, you can rewatch this video and you can check out my work on the other slide, okay? All right, good luck.